Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Spa Queen Unleashed podcast episode 6 today, our Wellness Wednesday edition, like every Wednesday. I want to thank Fiesta Media Studios for this wonderful production. I want to thank my sponsor, Spa Royale Day Spa, for allowing me this time to connect with all of you and share a lot of really good things that can help all of our lives be better. So if you guys haven't already, we are now live on YouTube, Apple, iTunes, all the platforms. So if you want to do me a favor and go over to the YouTube and find Spa Queen Unleashed podcast and subscribe, then you'll know when the new episodes drop. And yeah, we're there now. So I would appreciate that support from you. Today, I want to talk about living consciously. I want to talk about how we can help ourselves become more present and live in the moment in a conscious state. I think that living consciously is super, super important for all of us. It's something that is hard for all of us. It's something that you have to work at. Living consciously means taking control of your life, about your thinking, about the decisions that you need to make, really thinking things through before you react. Too often in life, we have been conditioned and it's been ingrained in us to become super reactive. Without thinking, you just react right away. And basically, we spend most of our time living in what's known as autopilot. Basically just going through the motions, day in and day out. You don't even realize that you're just living in the subconscious, but we are. And the reason that most of us do that is because our subconscious mind is our safe place. It's what we were conditioned and ingrained with from very, very early on in our childhood. So as adults, we have a lot of work to do because sometimes some of the situations and the things that we were faced with as children made us feel unsafe. A lot of trauma occurred, and trauma can look so many different ways. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical abuse or anything crazy like that, but it can just be a mere time when you were super excited about something and you were expressing an incredible amount of joy, and somebody told you, no, don't act like that, stop, don't ever do that again, things like that. And as a child, all of those things feel really, really big. So we carry that over into our adulthood, and what happens is that we stay stuck in those places, and the ego loves to live in the comfort zone. So when things are unfamiliar, it makes us feel uncomfortable. So we always tend to go back to that familiarity, whether it's good or bad for us. We go to what's familiar, even if it's, a less desirable feeling, mad, angry, stressed, nervous, anxiety, all those things, which I shared with you guys earlier coming onto this podcast this morning. I was nervous. I get super nervous when I go to do these. I had to think about, what is it? Why am I feeling nervous? Once I get on and I start talking and I'm sharing the things that I know are really valuable for all of us, and I'm okay, but it's that voice in your head. It's something that just is different. It's out of my comfort zone. So therefore, there's this fear. What's going to come out of my mouth? I'm not prepared, because I've told you guys that I write down things and notes, and it just never goes that way. I speak from the heart. So living on autopilot, 95% of the time, that's what we're doing in this life. And what I want to share with you today is how to start retraining ourselves, rewiring our brain, breaking the habit of always going to this certain emotion when you're triggered by something. Trying to really, really help become a much more aware human being. Because I think that when we are really aware and when we start trying to live a more conscious life, you really are able to reach a much better state of bliss, of happiness. Oh, Rose, thank you so much. Those messages really give me life, y'all. They really do. Like, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. But when you're able to step back and observe, witness your feelings, and really think about what it is that you want to say, what it is that, whatever decision it is that you're about to make, but really feel it and think about it without just being reactive. That's what happens as humans, right? We're just reactive. So somebody cuts you off in traffic or whatever, your first instinct is to get mad. Why? Why are you going to get mad? It doesn't serve us to do that. It doesn't serve us to be angry humans, So my challenge for you and for us is to start to slow down and take moments of your day to practice being present. So being present means being more aware of everything, aware of your surroundings. It's so beautiful when you can just stop and reflect and observe your behavior, the thoughts that are in your mind, because we are not our thoughts. We are thought thinkers. We're the thinker of thoughts. We are not our thoughts. So you are able to step outside of that and witness what it is that you're feeling and why you want to react a certain way. That's how you start to get to know yourself. And that's where you can really dive deep into your feelings and your emotions and what it is that is triggering you to react in such a way. Really, it's habits. It's just what you're used to. It's conditioning. It's what you've been conditioned to do. Some people operate out of in survival mode constantly. So those are the type of people that are really easily agitated. They get mad over the littlest things, and it's just not worth it. It's just not a very positive, healthy way to be. But if you can start living a life that we want, rather than living a life that you're settling for, because that's just the way it's always been. Wow, just imagine, the possibilities are endless. They're so endless, because once you're able to control your thoughts and redirect your thoughts to a healthy thought in a positive manner, your life and your world just becomes such a healthy space. And we can do that. We can be our own self-healers. We have all of the tools that we need to change within ourselves. You don't need somebody to tell you what to do, because deep down inside, we are all-knowing creatures. We know. But what happens, what we tend to do, for instance, like living in autopilot, we stay stuck. And when I say staying stuck, it's because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to change. It's uncomfortable to try to become different. But if you start doing something on a daily basis, every single day, something small, where you can sit back and just notice what's around you, notice hearing the birds, notice the beautiful flower, notice what's right in front of you, and really bring your attention to what it is in that moment. It will help you become more present. It will help you not live in the future and in the past. Right now, right here, because that is all we have. And it's really, really powerful. And living consciously is really one of the most important things that you can do in your life, because intentional living is the art of making our own choices before others' choices make us. And that's what happens in childhood. All of our choices and all of the things that we are taught and the way we've been parented, it's somebody else's voice, right? So, for instance, today when I'm thinking about, why am I getting so nervous? Why is this happening? I stopped and I witnessed my own voice, this voice in my head telling me, you don't need to do that. No, don't do that. Don't go out there. Don't put that out there. And I know whose voice that is now. And I realized that for my caregiver, when I was a child growing up, not exposing our truth was important to them. They wanted everything private, be super private, super private. So expressing yourself and being honest and vulnerable and transparent just was not okay. It was what I was taught not to do. I was taught to always, put my very best self out there, always, behave a certain way and this and that and da-da-da-da. So in my adult life, I was always dimming my own light, just keeping quiet, just staying in my lane, just doing Mary and quietly and not really celebrating any of my wins because, no, we don't want that attention. And that's not okay. You should celebrate your wins. You should be okay with the things that you're proud of. And living my life in a transparent way and sharing my vulnerabilities and sharing with you guys that I was nervous as hell going on the podcast today because, like I said, for me, it's fear because I'm not prepared per se. I don't really know where my heart's going to lead me. But I always know that it always comes out the way it's supposed to. So I have to really start rewriting that story in my brain, and I have to slow down and I have to bring myself back to the present moment and know that I'm doing this for the higher good. It's so good for me to be here. It's so good for you. And with that is how you get better and you're able to change and you're able to be more confident and you're able to kind of feel what you feel, but keep moving forward, So I'm a work in progress too. So what are some of the ways that we can learn to live more consciously? So my number one is the practice of meditation. When you start practicing meditation, it's not an easy thing to do because our minds are always going every which way. Like it's just da-da-da-da-da-da. So meditation is the practice of bringing yourself to the present moment and redirecting your thoughts. Your thoughts could be everywhere. So, for instance, you want to focus on your breath and you want to breathe in and out. In and out, always redirecting when your thoughts start to wander, go somewhere else, redirecting them to come back to this place in this moment, in this time, right here, right now. And then you just start being aware of your breathing, aware of the earth underneath your feet, feeling grounded. Getting grounded is really super important, and when you are meditating, it's a really, really good time for you to get to know yourself. I've spoken about getting quiet. When you block out all of the noise and you become quiet, that's when you really get to know yourself. And I think that a lot of us, what we tend to do to cope with early childhood traumas and, just the stories that we tell ourselves, we just tend to take it out in a different form. What we do is we get overly busy. We overachieve. We just stay as far away from our feelings as we possibly can because it doesn't feel good, because I don't want to feel that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this. And I can tell you that through meditation and through daily practice of really being present and really listening to your feelings and allowing yourself that time, that is when you're able to realize certain things where memories can come back to you and you can be like, that was the thing. That is why I'm feeling this way. That moment in time. And when you figure that out, that is the moment where you can start reparenting yourself. That's when you can start rewiring your brain a little bit. It's called neuroplasticity. And it's the coolest thing because as humans, we're able to do that. We are the only creatures on this planet that are able to reason. We're able to think. That's what separates us from animals. And so we have this gift within us. And it's our job to use it and use it wisely. So really getting to know yourself and feeling what you feel and noticing your surroundings and getting grounded is a really good way to start with living consciously. You need to learn how to accept yourself. You need to witness the self-talk because the self-talk can be super, super helpful. And it can be super, super detrimental. So when you get quiet and you hear what you want to hear, you got to go a little bit deeper because we like to tell ourselves stories, right? But if you go beneath that layer and you really you realize, wait a second, this is why this doesn't feel quite right. This is why. And all of these memories come back. Like for me, my childhood memories are suppressed. I suppressed a lot of childhood memories. I had a really, really controlling mom, and she knows that. She was overly bearing, overly controlling. And so I didn't have much of a voice growing up. So me doing this podcast is huge because I'm using my voice. I'm really speaking my feelings and what I know and what I've been through and how I have gotten better, how I have helped myself by, doing the work and self-healing. And that's why I want to share that with everybody because you can do it, but it is hard work. So I think that's pretty cool that as humans that we're able to rewire and rewrite our own stories. Yeah, we're really blessed to be able to do that. That's huge. So knowing that we are not our thoughts, we are the thinker of thoughts is also huge, right? Because with our thoughts, we create our reality. Also, something else that I think really is helpful for living consciously is gratitude. When you are thankful and grateful for what you have, it really sets your soul up for more. You're able to, when you're grateful for what you have, the universe wants to give you more, and I practice gratitude daily. It is something that really grounds me. It feels good. It sets my day up for success. When I wake up and I think about, I am so grateful that I've been given another day. I'm so grateful that I have eyes that I can see. I'm so grateful that I can hear the beautiful birds outside, that I can see the sunrise. All of those things are so many things to be grateful for. Even in the midst of chaos, there are things to be grateful for. Even when things look like there is just, all you see is just, obstacle after obstacle. There's still always something to be grateful for, always. And when you're able to bring yourself to a place of gratitude, it just makes you feel really, really good. And it allows you to go through your day with a lot more grace. And you'll realize that things that would normally kind of annoy you or bother you don't, because you are feeling good. You're in a state of bliss because you're so grateful for what you have. And it's a beautiful way to start your day. It's a beautiful way to just ground yourself and feel the love and all the wonderful things that are there for you and that really, really just I don't know, just make you feel so good. You know, there's so many things to be grateful for. When I talk about gratitude, I just get all like, I don't know, I just love it. Like I'm a true gratitude junkie, for the good and the bad, you know, because I truly believe, like I've said before, that things always happen for us, not to us, you know, and being able to change your thoughts from negative to a positive is huge. You know, the mind-body connection is very, very strong, and positive emotions that go along with gratitude really make you feel better. I think that we can all agree that when we're angry and we're mad, nothing feels good, you know? So being positive and having gratitude feels good. When we are trying to live a conscious existence, we are able to make much better decisions. When you're able to make conscious decisions, you are doing what it is that you want to do, not what you think you should do. So that's really kind of cool. And you can start by, I've said this before, you know, little small daily promises to yourself, little tiny commitments. And I can tell you that for me, you know, when I recommitted to my time and, you know, exercising every single morning before my day gets totally started, and doing that every single day just feels so good to me. And I have this whole new trust within myself that just feels good. And I think that if we can all do that, you will see a huge, huge difference, you know, in your life. Like it's amazing. It feels incredible to keep promises to yourself. As little as that sounds, it matters. I'm telling you. I think that the last thing that you should do when you're trying to live a conscious existence and a more conscious life is committing to that daily intention to change. Change isn't easy. It requires work and practice. So you have to commit to it. You know, you have to set that time aside, and you don't have to do anything huge and major. Even if you just start with a 2-minute break here and a 2-minute break here, just to center yourself and to ground yourself and to feel what you feel, and just start doing everything that you do with great intention. It changes everything for you. I mean, it really does. And I think that, you know, setting small actionable steps for yourself every single day that support your daily choices is a great place to start. You know, like I said, I mean, it can be just, you know, committing to drinking that lemon water every morning, or your exercise, or a 10-minute meditation, whatever it may be for you, you know, whatever it may be for you, that's huge. But living a conscious existence takes work, but it is so wonderful when you can sit back and you can observe and you can witness and understand that you are in control. You can make your life whatever it is that you want. You don't have to settle, and you don't have to live as a prisoner to your past and the things that you went through, the things you suffered through. You can break free from all of that, and you can use that as a tool to get better. You can use that as your chance to make a choice to let that go, honor what you feel, and learn from it, but grow from it. And the way to grow is to become aware. The way to grow is to commit to small little daily intentions every single day. And at the end of 30 days, I challenge you guys to start today to do that for like 30 days. Commit to doing one little thing that makes you feel good, one little thing that can help rewire and transform, you know, break those habits. You know, try to look for those things in your life where you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm definitely sleepwalking here. I'm definitely on autopilot, you know, and break that. Start living with intention, start living with conscious awareness at all times, and you will see that your life will change. So with that being said, there is this book that I want to share with all of you. I started following Dr. Nicole LaPera a couple years ago. She is incredible, you guys. She believes in self-healing. Everything that you need to start doing the work is right here in this book. It is a great read, and I really, really, really recommend that everybody get this book and read it and start doing the work, because it works. It will change your life. She teaches you how to become a conscious human, full of awareness. And when you're a conscious human, full of awareness, you become the very best you. It's facts. So with that being said, I hope that some of the things I talked about today will help you make small changes in your everyday life so that you can too enjoy every moment that we are blessed with here on earth. Living your life to the fullest. Why not? Why not? I want to thank Fiesta Media Studios. I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you here next Wednesday at noon. Have a great day, everyone.